everybody. Welcome to another episode of NerdyOver30, the podcast where we talk about movies, games, and everything pop culture. My name's Warren. Here with me, as always, are my co-hosts, David and T-Bud. How's it going, guys?
What's going on?
What up, guys, from Florida?
And today we have a very special guest, one of my good friends. He is a magician, and he was one of the stars of the show Close Up Kings, Mr. Magick Balay. How's it going?
What's up, guys? Wait, hold on. Oh my God, I just had a coffee over here, man. I got the extra donuts. Here's a couple of donuts in case I got extras. You know, I knew you guys were gonna be here, so I had to make a couple of extra donuts. You know what I mean? Look at this. A lot of people don't like the people don't like frosting. So I got a couple of the plain donuts over here too. I got the plain ones. In case you want the plain donut. I got plain. You like those? I like the frosting. My fat ass. I'm gonna eat those frosting donuts. Enough donuts. Enough of those donuts, all right? How you guys doing? Worm, what's going down? David, T-Bud. The boys are back in town.
What's up?
What is going down, man?
Yeah, so for those who didn't see, he just made a bunch of donuts just appear out of nowhere.
Yep, I do, but
which really must come in handy when you're hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean the mess you gotta have in your living room right now.
Yeah, don't get stoned and do magic. It's like you're just eating donuts all day.
It must smell phenomenal over there.
Yeah, the cops let me go all the time. So forget about it.
I have been lucky enough to be friends with you for a couple years now, but for those listening, how did you get into magic, man? How did this all start for you? What made you say, hey, I'm going to be a magician?
That's crazy because I don't think I've ever said, hey, I'm going to be a magician. Like, it's something that crept up on me, you know? It's like, and sometimes, you hear these magician stories where they had like a mentor or somebody that taught them magic when they were young. I didn't have any of that. Although my dad, was a bartender growing up, I didn't know him as a bartender. He already was working his job. But, when he was growing up, used to be a bartender, did a couple of bar tricks, but that's not how it started. I mean, I think it was just like a book from the library. I was like 8 years old. It was book report time. I grabbed any old book. I didn't care. I was a misfit. I grabbed any old book off the shelf. I was like, what's this junk? And it was a magic book. It was like some Mickey Mouse magic book or something like that. And it just blew me away. I tried some of the tricks and I went home and I memorized them. I was able to remember what I saw and recreate them. And then I think I just got a passion for it. And then you would see like Copperfield every year on TV. And that blew my mind, and I loved seeing him do like the close-up trick. He always like make the Statue of Liberty disappear, make this plane disappear. That was great and all, but I've always wanted to see the close-up trick. I wanted to see what he made. He make the rose levitate. Remember? I don't remember if you remember these. They're so old. Yeah. He made the card. He was on a moving train. Remember that? And he picked the card and signed it. It went through the window on a moving train. I mean, shit like that blew my mind. I was just like, how do they do this? And then I started, going to the library and grabbing more magic books. And then I found out about magic shops and I started going to the magic shops. So I kind of learned on, by books. And then, VHS came along. That's right. I'm showing my age. VHS came along, and I started, it was really expensive to buy like a VHS tape back then. Like a VHS tape was like $50. That's like, it's like paying $100 for a CD right now. It's like, what? It's ridiculous. But, you learn these cool tricks and, it was just that feeling that I got from showing magic to people. That's what made me want to do it. And then, one thing leads to another. Your foot gets into a door and somebody asks you to do a show and then a gig and work for me. And my life was set. I've done nothing but magic growing up. So, I got to live that dream,
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Doing what you love.
It's crazy you bring that up because I remember when I was a kid and you see all the magic specials. They don't do that anymore. So for all the young people out there, they used to show magic specials like every year for like Copperfield, and then they were for all the magicians, and I used to love watching those.
Yeah, and it was rare, man. You didn't see these magic shows. Right before the COVID hit, we had this, lots of shows. Think about it, Penn and Teller, right? Fool Us, right? Even though there was this Wizard War thing right at the time when my show came out too, there was a Wizard War thing. There was all these different shows, and there's magic, and it's like awesome, And now with the internet, you got the TikToks and all that stuff. Everyone wants to be a magician and everybody wants to show these tricks and stuff like that, So it's getting out there. David Blaine and Chris Angel, they made it popular too. They had their TV shows and, Angel was on like A&E. Remember that? And he was like, he was just knocking them out the park. Every 2 minutes, there was another episode. It was, so yeah, man, really, really cool.
Crazy. I mean, back then it was so much harder to pick up a trait, right? Because you didn't have as many sources. You had like the library and stuff that, how much work you had to go through
Yeah.
Flip through the pages, get the right book.
I think
You know,
I had to learn that Dewey Decimal System, that card catalog. That's how old that is, bro. There was no computers. I had to find that book. I had to go on the hunt
Yeah,
and
so
hunt that
it's
book
crazy.
down.
But I mean, that probably made it that much more fun for you. Right?
Yeah, it did make it
America's
a
Got
lot.
Talent also, like there's so
America's
much.
Got Talent, exactly. All how many magicians are on there now?
And
It's like,
then when Terry Gator, he's like a ventriloquist, but he's like, it's still magic, but and he's like the biggest show in Las Vegas. It's ridiculous.
yeah, absolutely. Magic and ventriloquism and
Yeah.
escapes and comedy and all that magic, they all kind of like work in the same
It's
field,
amazing.
you know? Yeah, and we put them all together too, man. If you're like a comedian, ventriloquist, magician, oh my shit, they got the triple threat. Forget about dancing.
It's the best show in town too. It's so awesome.
I didn't want to learn how to dance. That's why I got into magic.
There you go. So where did you first perform? Like, where did you? I mean, your first audience, like. You know?
Oh, that's easy. I can tell you that. This is a great story too, because growing up, again, like I said, there was nowhere for me to go see magic. I'm a kid. I'm not gonna go see a Broadway show, and I'm not gonna, so where do you go see magic? So, do you guys remember the movie Big and the big toy stores? FAO Schwartz, the big toy store, right? Fifth Avenue, right? Big toy store, Tom Hanks. So.
Yeah.
So that's the toy store where they would sell magic tricks, and I heard that there was a magician there, and they were selling some tricks, a couple of sets. There was this company called Tenyo from Japan, and they would sell, and they still around, and they make collectible plasticky stuff. But back then they were making metal stuff, brass stuff, really nice stuff, high end stuff. And so I used to go there, the magician behind the counter there, and just hang out. It was the only place I could see a live magician.
Right.
Where else are you gonna go? So I would hang out there after schools, and then I got my first gig there because he had to go. He was also like an actor, so he would have to. He'd be like, "Listen, I'm going over to do Phantom of the Opera somewhere. You want to take over my spot?" And I'm like, "What? Who do I gotta kill? You kidding me? You're gonna pay me to do magic tricks all day? Are you out of your mind?" And the crazy part back then, I'm talking, it's like in the 90s, bro. So you get like, let's say whatever a normal job would pay you like $6 an hour. I don't know, right? I was getting like an entertainer's fee. I was getting like $18 an hour. That's crazy. That's good now.
Yeah.
Money now, I was like, wait a minute. I don't have to lift my finger doing labor. I'm gonna get paid almost $20 an hour to just swing magic tricks all day. It's like, who do I gotta kill? Literally, this is the best. This is the best gig. And then you have all the tourists. They're all the tourists are coming in. So you had an audience left and right. That's how I picked up my magic so quick. I was able to do the same trick a million times a day to a million different people. So you get good really fast. And you get to learn people too. That's magic too. You got to tune in with the people. You got to know if this guy's like, oh, this guy's like sketchy. He's like the guy that wants to grab everything. Or there's the other guy that wants to know how everything works. So there's the other one that's just like, oh my God, everything is just mind blowing. So you start to pick your audience and know what kind of a trick to do to that person. Steal their watch or read their mind. You pick.
Just casually steal.
They go hand in hand.
And then talking about your working, I also know that from us talking, you did conventions for a cigarette company at some point. You got hired. How that happened?
I was the Marlboro magician. The Marlboro cigarettes.
Why does that sound like a thing? Like,
yeah. So how'd that even come along? How'd they get to you?
It was one of those you're at the right place at the right time. I was doing magic at a nightclub. And I remember it was called Wax. I'll never forget it. My buddy was in there. My buddy Steve, and so he was a bartender. He would like hook me up with drinks, and I teach him magic. He was like one of those ones that I got in and I didn't need an ID. Just get inside, show some magic, and we'll hook you up with some drinks. And I'm like, yeah, I like the growing up. I'm like, yeah, you can do anything. Back then they didn't ID you. Anyways, so we became friends, and I was performing at that place, and the Marlboro people happened to be there, and what they did was they threw events like pop-up stores would do, but they did events in bars and nightclubs, and they'd give them free stuff like pool Marlboro, neon lights, and all kinds of ashtrays and stuff. Back then, when you can still smoke in nightclubs, you can't do that. This is back then. But I did it for 4 years, man, and all we did was just hit different nightclubs, all over the city. I had 300 different places I would go, and I would hit them all within the year, and we got paid lovely for that. It was so good. And every year we would fly to Chicago, and everybody, like there was a magician in every state. So like 50 magicians we would meet up in Chicago in a hotel, and it was just like, who's that New York magician? I heard he throws fireballs at everybody. I'm like, yeah, that was me back then. I threw fire at everybody.
Wow,
Yeah.
fireballs. Huh? Okay, Nelson.
Yeah, Marlboro. And I wasn't a smoker. I puffed on those things, but I wasn't a smoker. You know,
Yeah.
I was giving them away. I was puffing on them. I was giving away Zippo lighters and stuff. I felt like the man. But I would just kind of take a little drag, and I did cigarette magic. You know, I was like, this is what they want to see. You know, this is what I got to do.
Hey, whatever
Get the money.
Pay the bills.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
And then again, for those listening who don't know, there is like a whole genre of magic just with cigarettes. Like there's
Yeah,
tons of cigarettes.
absolutely. It's harder now because of again, you know, you can't smoke in the nightclub. You can't do any of that, which I don't mind. I remember coming home smelling like an ashtray, and I hated that. But hey, for 4 years, man, it was some good money.
Sounds good.
Bought my first Harley in the first month, and I was like, I paid cash, got that bitch and rode out of there.
So, like, what was your first trick?
Man, that's a good question, man. That's a good question. There's so many, but I think you've probably seen it. You know, the magician takes a little handkerchief and puts it in his hand and makes it. It's the first trick you learn, you know. So that's probably like the first thing, and then card tricks came after that. Like everybody, you know, can get a hold of a deck of cards. Yeah. So card tricks were really big, you know. So I was able to do these really cool card tricks and learn them, you know, while I was young, and learn how to handle that deck of cards, you know.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not easy to hold a deck of cards. You know, some people just can't even hold a deck of cards right.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's deck of cards.
You gotta have these magic. Gotta have some magic hands. You know what I mean? Look at this. Look at this. What the hell? Oh. I know you missed it. I'm gonna do it one more time. This is one hand going right through the other hand. You see that?
Oh,
it's just,
shit!
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I know. If you miss it the first time, that's why I do it twice. You know, the first time's a trick. The second time's a lesson. If you catch it.
Yeah,
You know?
Worm always tells me that.
Now you know where I got that line from.
Yeah.
That's right, Magic. I stole all your lines.
Woo! You know.
All right.
Oh, I can
I'm gonna have nightmares tonight.
I'm bending my fingers. Look at this one. This one comes off completely.
Oh.
I'll put it back on. But it's real. It's real. Pull my finger. No, that one stinks. Stay in your seat. Forget about it. I'll be here all week. Oof.
So,
a couple of tricks. Sometimes the tricks come out of me, man. I don't know when they're gonna come. They just come out of me.
Hey, bring it on, man.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
That's what she... Boy, in Magic, you use that line a lot. I'll tell you that. That line comes out a lot in Magic. Yeah, man.
So when did you get your first, like, how can I say, because we already said professional game, but when did you get your first trick published with like a magic company? Like, when did that come along?
Damn, that was probably about 10 years ago. No, actually, that's not true. Wow, wow, man. As I think of it, it's funny because I started thinking DVD, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But no, I had stuff on VHS way back then. So that even goes further back. So we're talking about the 90s again. And I remember one of the first things I put out was with the first magic shop that I started running with this guy, Tony Spina. It was the old Shop Tannins, you know, back in the days. And so I put out this string and a ring, you know, and it's like a string with a like a Bengal ring, you know, and you throw it on the string there and it links on, it links off. So that was, we called it soft shoelace back then. So it's not even for sale anymore, but you can buy versions of it. But the DVDs that I put out, like maybe about 10 years ago now or something like that, were my favorites. They were like, one of them was a levitation DVD called Centrifugal, where I teach you how to levitate small items like a finger ring or a coin, you know, a book of matches or something really cool, a silk, a rose, you know, I would make things float. So that was really cool. And the other one was the 4 quarters one. Actually, that one came out first. And it was like a dollar bill that turns inside out.
You
and
definitely have to
normal.
show them, you definitely have to show them 4 quarters at some point. They'll definitely get it.
Listen, I mean, I need to see levitating cars. I mean, to get through traffic these days, man. Like today, spent a good hour and a half in traffic.
Those are coming out, man. You seen the guy on the hoverboard?
Yeah,
the guy flying around on a real hoverboard now, man. Coming out with some crazy shit, man. It's gonna be some cool stuff in the future, man. I hope.
Yeah, we're getting into the Jetsons.
Yeah, for real, man. It's all coming out. Ooh, look at that. All right, I gotta wipe that sweat off.
Little do we know, he's setting up a trick.
Always. I'm always one step ahead, man. I'm always thinking ahead.
If there's one thing you need to know about Magic always he has a bag of tricks wherever he goes.
I'm always ready to rock and roll, man. There's always something in my pocket ready to go.
What is this? Did you give me? Oh my god!
Where did that bird come from? I was like, what? You've had that bird on you the whole time?
So earlier today, me and T-Bud were talking about your show Close Up Kings through messaging, and there was a part on your first episode where you're talking to someone in Times Square, a woman.
Oh my God.
And you're talking about you got robbed here 20 years ago or something.
What did you do to her?
The look at her face.
Fantastic.
She was terrified.
She wasn't even in on it. You know, she was these are people that are real people. I walked right up on her, you know, and I started to tell her stories, because I was actually going to do a trick using that mask that she pulled off the rack, and it was funny because that's the mask I was going to use for a trick, and she casually grabbed it and handed it to me. So when stuff like that happens, it's so natural. Now she knows that she grabbed it on her own. I didn't push it on her, you know. So she was like, "What, this?" And I was like, "Oh, man." So it looks like I did something right off the cuff, even though I had a plan to do that. She didn't know what I was going to do. But the trick was, talk about getting robbed. And I opened up my wallet and I took out the cash and I shoved it into that hat. You know what those hats are, the ski masks, right? So and she's holding the hat open and I shoved the cash in there. I said he liked my ring. I took my ring off. I dropped that in there. My watch. He took my watch and I dropped it in the hat. And then when I snapped my fingers, we pull the hat inside out and there's nothing in there. I open up my wallet. All the cash is back in the wallet. My finger ring was back on my finger and my watch was back on my wrist.
Right.
Like within
I had to rewind that part like 3 times over. I was just like, what the hell?
It was such a cool thing. We filmed it in the middle of the winter time too. So it was so cold out. So to do all this sleight of hand stuff in the middle of the winter, I was freezing my ass off, so to speak. Wow. But man, it all came out great. It was a great one. Yeah.
No, but I was like saying, I rewounded it. I was like, the face of her before and after was, she was like, oh my God. And then she was like, it was crazy. I'm like,
that's why you do magic. That's why you do magic, to see those faces. You know, when you see that face.
Oh my God, let's go. Let's leave. Let's leave New York.
I know, right? Tell us something horrific, but then show her something amazing.
So to backtrack a little bit, for those who don't know, we're talking about his show Close Up Kings. How'd that whole thing come along, man? Like, how'd you get your own TV show on TV?
It was again another one of those things where I was in the right place at the right time. You know, I was consulting for another magic show in the UK, where the opportunity kind of sparked, where somebody says a joke like, "Hey, when are we going to be doing your show?" And I was like, "Hey, maybe we should talk." And then we, so one thing led to another, and it sprung off. And it was cool that I got to bring my 2 best friends on it, So you got Loki and Johnny Blaze. Those were my 2 best friends at the time. And they still are, not that at the time, not that we split up.
I'm like, damn, what the hell?
At the time.
Magic?
One had a kid and moved, and the other one already, it just, times changed, and one lives in Pennsylvania now. But it was fun. And so I got this opportunity to travel across America and Canada and film these 8 one-hour specials. And if you have Prime right now, it's on Prime TV. So you can go on Prime right now. You can watch all 8 one-hour episodes. It's called Close Up Kings. And it's great. So it's kind of like, Anthony Bourdain meets magic, where we go to, like, let's say, I don't know, we're in Canada, in Vancouver, we're going to hit the hot spots and we're going to do little magic tricks there and fool people, kind of like, with the atmosphere. Like, we went fly fishing and I turned like this leaf into like a fly, one of those things to fish with. And it was just, things like that, where you just kind of use the moment. And then at the end, we do something grand. Like, one of my craziest things is I drove blindfold across cliff edges in Phoenix, Arizona. Or you watch the show and it's legit and real, and it was scare the crap out of me. I'll never do that again, But we tempt like live scorpions and all that stuff. And, we're playing with knives and all that. It's just, really, really cool stuff. We rode horses. We did all kinds of cool stuff, So we went skeet shooting. We're from New York. We never shot a shotgun in it, but go skeet shooting, and it turns out I'm really good. And my friends stunk. So you watch that episode, you see how we like make fun of each other. We don't care. We're best friends, So it's a fun show. It's a magic show. It's a travel show. We're learning new things and we're trying new things. So yeah, man, I thought it was a fun time. Best 4 months of my life of traveling and filming that. Yeah.
What was your favorite place that you visited?
That's a good question. Arizona was a lot of fun. Like, I did not think, because I'm not into the heat. I didn't like it, But man, we went ballooning. We went up 5,000 feet in a balloon, man. That's amazing, And you don't realize how crazy it is coming down. It's all violent and it drags. You think it's a balloon. It's gonna, it goes up nice and beautiful, like a little helium balloon. It's all beautiful up there until you come freaking crashing down and smashing right in, and you almost got ejected out of that thing. But yeah, it's crazy.
I'm terrified of heights, man. So that was screwing me up.
One of the camera guys that was supposed to go up with us was scared of heights, and we didn't realize that until the last minute. And he didn't go up. So I think that's why we didn't film a thing or two that while we're up there. We were going to film some magic up there, but that's okay. Just the views and this and you know the opportunity to fly was great.
Yeah, the experience must have been awesome.
Fantastic. You know, also when we were in Canada in Niagara Falls, we went in a helicopter right across Niagara Falls and flew across the cusp of Niagara Falls and all that. It was just fantastic, man. You know, yeah, cool stuff, man. You know, just shooting those guns too. I really like to shoot guns.
Nothing wrong with that.
I did 3-card money. You got to watch it. You know the 3-card money scam you see on Times Square?
Yeah.
You know, Follow the King. We put the cards on these discs and had them sign one. You know, one was a signed one, and then they mixed them up, and then I pull, and I shoot the other two that are not signed, and you'll see. You watch the show; it's amazing. But I actually did it, and I actually shot them. Made me feel awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. So for everyone out there, you heard it. You can watch the whole season on Prime.
Yeah.
Close Up King. So everybody should go check it out.
Yeah, man. We do some cool stuff, man.
So Magic, how'd you and Worm meet, actually?
Well, I was running a magic shop, and I guess, you know, he's into magic as well. So that's how we met. You know, he came into the shop one day. I'm doing the magic behind the counter there. I was the head guy there, you know, the front man. And so that's it. He would come in and, you know, hang out all the time, and we became good buddies. We'd go to the bar afterwards. There was always this bar that I would go to afterwards, and my friends would follow him, you know, the elite crew, you know, the after work crew, you know, the guys that hang out at the end. Well, hang out because I'm always going to go to the bar right after and get drunk and pick up the girls. You know, it's great, you know, have a lot of fun with it, you know, because magic's awesome at a bar.
Yeah, going with him to a bar is a treat because you have like...
You don't pay for nothing.
No,
you pay for nothing.
Free drinks all the time when you're with Magic.
You know that trick. This is one of my favorite bar tricks right here. I'll show you something really good right here. You got $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see that, right?
Yeah.
5 $1 bills. I'll try to show them to the camera. They're nice and fresh. Now, this is what's real great. Sometimes the bill comes and it's about $150 and you need an extra cash. All you have to do is snap. And look, now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. That's 500 simoleons. Look at them big ones right there. 5. That's fronts and backs. I'm not going to try to fool you here, but I will.
All right, I'm going to come to you with about. I'm going to come to you with about 20 singles, and I need you to do.
I tell people it's a 24-hour layover touch. You just come over 24 hours after that. Maybe 24 hours later, I'll give you the money. Yeah, right.
Wow. So for our listeners out there, he just changed 5 singles into $500.
Yeah.
$5 into $500.
Crispy hundies.
So if you're in need of money,
don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Get a job.
Yeah, man. So talk a little about that. So you've worked at like every magic shop in the city. You've pretty much been at all those shops. That's why people would go to those shops. I mean, that's why I would go to Tannins, is because you were there and they hang out with you, and that's a good time. So
it's a good time, and people buy some magic, you know, they want to see what's new. So I'd show them all the stuff that's new. That was another cool thing about learning magic. You know, you work at a magic shop or something like that, you learn really fast. You learn all the new tricks that come out. You're the first one to play with it before everybody, you know, so you get to, you know, make it your own real quick. You know, you get to try it out on real magicians that know what you're doing. And if I can fool them, you can fool anybody. Forget about it.
Oh, man, yeah.
Right?
Forget about it.
Yeah.
He got me to buy so many things just based off of he did it. Like, he'd come in, he's like, yo, you have to see this new trick that came in. So and then I would like leave with this trick. I'm like, I would always be buying something.
He'd be like, that was $400. I don't even use it anymore. Damn you, Magic.
So Magic, aside from magic, what else are you into? Like, what are your hobbies? What are your interests?
I'm a big collector. Like, I was big into comics back then, and you know, I collect knives. I'm a big knife collector and stuff like. So I like knives and stuff like that. So it's just really cool, like OTS or automatics and these really cool knives. And you know, I love music and stuff. I love just listening to all types of music. I'm, you know, headbanger, but you know, I love all kinds of music. You grew up in the 80s and 90s. I listen to all that stuff. So it's just, you know, I love music, and but magic is my passion. It really, really is. You know, and drinking. Yeah.
could always use a good drink.
Phenomenal.
Also, talking about collecting, you also have a pretty crazy collection of magic cards,
I
and
do.
magic items. Like you have some pretty. Like he would come to work, and then we would come visit him, and he would show us something, and he'd be like, "No, but you can't buy this because this doesn't exist anymore. This is
This is custom made
Sound
for
like
me
me.
only. It's got my name on it, you know."
so,
Yeah.
So
Anything in silver, like I love jewelry too. So anything like silver, you know, all this stuff's all custom made. My boy in look up Sterling Assault.
Huh.
Look at that. Sterling Assault.
that's
My
cool.
boy Al runs that place.
That's cool.
All
You have
custom
an
made.
eyeball on your finger. That's cool.
Like there's a playing card inside there, the 7 of spades. Anybody that knows me knows
wow.
that I use that in my Magic, you know. I'm not gonna do it now, but imagine I make you look into the eye and stare into the eye and then name a card and it's the 7 of spades. Forget about it. You're dead in the water, you know.
No thank
Take
you.
the ring off. Yeah. It's killer stuff, you know.
Okay. Is there a reason why you chose the 7 of spades?
No. Oh, well, you know what it is I have there's 6 now. I have about 6 different eyeball rings, and as they became nicer and you know more expensive, and I throw this in there and do this to that, I would, you know, but each one of them had a playing card inside it, so they're just all different. So I kind of try to make them all different. But surprisingly, this is my 7th ring, my 7th eyeball ring. So it's funny that it was actually the 7 that I chose to use. Yeah. Wow. And then my spade is my spade that I always wear. So it's just, I don't know, you know, 7 of spades came out. Yeah. But they're just random, really. They were just some random card. I was like, all right, so I have an 8 of diamonds, a 2 of, you know, what's next?
So you've also been lucky enough over all these years to be friends with like all these crazy magicians. Like
you name them.
Yeah,
you name the famous magician that's on the tip of your tongue, and yes, we are buddies.
Like, he was talking about watching David Copperfield as a kid, but for people at home, he's done magic for David Copperfield.
Yeah. Oh my God! Like once a year, actually, for like almost my whole life. And you know, he once talked to me and told me how much of a fan of mine he was, and that blew my head up one day at the Magic. Like we go to these conventions once a year, and so you know, of course, you know, Copperfield goes there because it's in Vegas. You know, so once a year, these thing called Magic Live. Big magic convention for magicians, and we all gather up, you know. And so, you know, the Tuesday morning, you know, you knew that Copperfield will be coming by and going what's called the dealer room. And there'll be magicians from all around the world, companies from all around the world. You talk about Japan, you know, everywhere. You know, they're coming from everywhere. You know, France, Italy. You know, there's so many different magic companies out there, and they all meet up. So we get like 100 different companies, and so he'd come in and make the rounds and buy, you know, everything. You know, he'd buy everything, and so you know, you want to show him the coolest stuff. So. You know, it just so happens, you know, I would try to, you know, steal his time and keep him at my table the longest, you know.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, man. So cool, man. I mean, to be able to watch him on TV and idolize, and next thing you know, you're just rubbing elbows and you're like, you gotta be kidding. This is the most amazing thing, you know? Yeah. Same thing with David Blaine and Chris Angel, man. Just, you know, they would come to the shop all the time. It was just awesome, you know, and man, I remember being a bouncer at a nightclub and David Blaine walking in, and I just started to realize, you know, like, you know, he's starting to get really popular and all that. And he would have me do magic tricks for his friends. You know, I remember the little light trick that you see. I remember, you know, the D-lights, when you make the little lights appear in your, and I was like the first guy on the street with those, and I was just like showing them off. And he was like, do that thing with the light, you know. It's just cool stories, man.
Yeah, and there's countless times where I've been hanging out in the magic shop and famous magicians would come in and everybody in the store is like, oh man, look who it is, blah blah blah, and then Magic's like, oh hey, what's up? You know,
hey, what's up there, Slappy?
No big deal, whatever.
No big deal.
Cool. I've definitely gotten to meet a lot of people because of Magic for sure.
Yeah, man, we did some cool events. We got to like go to like the In and of Itself show and all that stuff.
Yeah, In and of Itself. We did the David Blaine show.
Yeah, we also did that really cool U.S. Card Company and Cardamundi party.
That was a great event. Yes,
that was a lot of fun.
There was a special event last year because the bicycle, actually the shirts from that event, the bicycle playing card company got bought out by another card company called Cardamundi. So
yeah,
we did this event at this bar that all these magicians go to, and it was invite only for all famous cardists and magicians. So lucky enough, of course, Magic got invited. Magic.
Yeah, I'm sitting home and I can't believe it. On my phone, I get the president of U.S. Card Company. I mean, they're the ones that make, you know, the bicycle cards that you all buy in the stores and stuff. And I don't know who he is, but I get this phone call straight from him, and he's inviting me to this party. I'm like, what? I'm like, you're not this person, no way. And I Googled him, and I was like, oh shit, it really is this guy, you know. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be there, you know, without a doubt.
And then luckily I was able to get invited because I help our other friend Lorenzo do stuff for his card company Paperwave, so we were able to go because they were doing cardistry magic, so it kind of worked. But yeah, man, I think
what a cool time.
Yeah, man, Steve Cohen, like everybody was at that event.
Everybody was there, you know. And it was just like nobody wanted to leave.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to leave.
Definitely.
So, yeah, man.
Definitely a cool event.
I know you guys are itching to see a trick, man.
Oh yeah,
man. I'm watching this, my surroundings, like I'm watching you, your background.
Oh, I hope my earpods don't blow out. All right, so check this out. I got something over here. What the hell? Who the hell took my lunch? Look at this. Look at this. You guys know what this is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rubik's Cube.
It's a Rubik's Cube, right?
Yeah.
And of course, you can mix these up. There's many ways to mix up the Rubik's Cube. And if you were here right now, I'd give you this Rubik's Cube, and you would totally mix it up. I mean, it's obviously mixed right now, right?
Yeah.
And I'll give it a couple of one-handed mixes, just so you know it really is mixed up. How long do you think it would take to solve this right now?
For me, 2 hours.
And I've seen people solve it pretty fast. Yeah. You know, I've seen people go 3 minutes and it's all, but we don't have that much time on the podcast. So I'm going to do this.
It's going to be like 3 months.
Exactly. That's how long it took me. But I've been practicing and I've got it down to 3 seconds. Okay. So in 3 seconds, I'm going to solve this cube. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take it to another level. I'm not even going to watch myself do it. I'm just going to memorize the position of all the colors. I'll place it back inside the bag. And in 3 seconds, check it out, completely solved. It's completely solved. Isn't that amazing? Look, nothing in the bag.
Wait, what?
How did a lot of people think, and I know you're probably thinking it too, that there's another cube inside the bag. A lot, and you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. There is another cube in the bag. There is another cube in the bag, but this one is also solved. So it's completely solved as well. So this makes no sense. Even if you did think you caught me, no, they're both solved. Okay, so yeah, they're forget about my lunch. Stuff like that bothers me. I don't understand sometimes. I just don't understand. You know, it's not like a camera trick, even though we're on a camera right now.
No,
right?
Yeah, we are technically, but what?
Is that legal? Is that legal for you to do it?
This might be legal. Here's a cool little something I collect. You see, this is an ice pick. But it's like an automatic ice pick, which is cool. Now this is a little deck of cards right here, right? Okay. Little deck of cards. And watch, I'm going to take this ice pick. I'm literally going to jam it right through the deck of cards. You see that?
Okay.
I know it doesn't look that impressive to you, but it really is going through. Oh, that's what she said. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. There's not a deck of cards. There's nothing in there, but there is something in here, and it's not a deck of cards. You're absolutely right. There is a Zippo in here, though. So if you look really, really close, this is a solid stainless steel Zippo. So how the hell did that ice pick go through my Zippo?
What?
That's the real question. That's the part that you're not going to get the answer to. But hey, forget about it. You go home, you think about that. You're going to confuse yourself. How the hell did that work? So for those who aren't watching,
back again.
I just stabbed ice pick through a Zippo lighter, which is impossible to do. You cannot do that. Solid through solid.
It didn't malfunction, and you're still there. So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
right? Makes you scratch your head. That's what's so cool about magic. Makes you scratch your head. It makes you wonder. Like for example, I know we're talking a lot, and I don't know. You got up a second ago, T-Bud. Where'd you go? The bathroom?
Oh, I don't know. I just whatever.
I saw you get up.
That's his reaction.
I was gonna say, if you needed to use the bathroom, I got the bathroom key right over here. This is the bathroom key. You guys remember this? Yeah. You guys remember the bathroom key on the edge of the stick? Yeah. Remember that? So if you notice, this is the men's room key, and you know it's the men's room key because the key hung on the end of the stick, kind of like that on a chain, right? Right. But if you're a girl and you had to use the bathroom, this is not the girls' key. The girls' room looked like this. It was the chain hung in the middle of the stick. So if you notice, there's a stick with a chain hanging through the middle, and you can see that there's a chain with the key. There it is, hanging in the middle of the stick. So just don't get confused. This is the ladies' room key. This one is the men's room key, the one that with the key on the end of the stick. So don't get confused, all right? You don't want to nowadays. You don't want to walk into the wrong bathroom. But there it is. You know, in case you need it, I got it over here. Don't worry about it. Don't get confused. All right, it's all good.
Oh man.
I'm gonna
Magic,
have a
you know.
hard time thinking logically. I'm messing up my words right now.
And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking a lot of these tricks that I'm doing, I'm in control here because I'm touching all the items, right? Hold on. I've been chewing gum the whole time. Let me just spit that out. Let me stretch it into a stick of gum, rewrap it, save it for later. I'll save it for that. I think my earpods just died out. Do I sound different?
No, you're good.
No,
I think they just died out on me, but let me try something with you guys. I hope you don't mind, and maybe I can get all three of you guys involved in a card trick. How's that?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Try something? I have a pad of paper here. I'm just going to move this out of the way here. I'm going to pull out a deck of cards, and I kind of want you to see the table. So, hey, there we go. You can see the table, right?
I'm not gonna get stabbed somehow, right?
No, none of that.
Wait, hold on.
All right.
Wait. I'm in another state, so I'm gonna be able to go back in New York, right?
Yeah, I hope so, man. So check this out. So I got a deck of cards over here, and you guys are familiar, right, with the card tricks and stuff like that. You play cards, right? You're familiar with a pack of cards, right? They're all different, everything. Now it's gonna be hard for me to have you pick a card. So T-Bud, how you doing over there?
I'm whatever.
You good? Here's how you're gonna pick a card. Here's how you're gonna pick a card. I'm gonna go through the cards like this, and you're gonna kind of tell me to stop whenever you want.
All right. Ben.
Right here. And now, do you want kind of like this card here, the one under it, the one over here?
Yep,
You want to go back a little?
That one right there in the middle.
This one here, the big one?
Yep.
Or the one next to it?
No, in the middle.
You want that one? This one right here?
Yep.
You sure?
Maybe.
Look at that card. Memorize it. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, look, I'm going to put it right back somewhere in the middle, somewhere kind of where it came from, right? So it could have been anything. I don't know, right? I mean, I did kind of see it, but that doesn't matter because watch what happens. Watch what happens. Do you guys gamble? You ever shoot dice?
I haven't.
I don't gamble per
you
se,
rolled
but
a die.
I've done it. Yeah.
You rolled a die, right? How many sides does a die have?
6? No, 4.
6.
No, 6.
Six.
6 sides to a die. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make 6 piles of cards like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to represent the 6 sides of a die. All right. Do me a favor. Since T-Bud, you selected the card. David, how about you take your imaginary die? Do you have an imaginary die?
All right.
Yeah. Take your imaginary die and give it a roll and tell me what number it rolls to.
All right. I'm gonna go with 5.
5. I guess the last 4 cards are not going to make it. I only have 4 left. So these aren't yours, right? None of these are cards you picked, right?
Nope.
Nope. All right, good. Okay, so 5, right? Roll it again. I just want to make sure of something. Roll it again. Tell me the
Okay.
number.
I'm gonna go for 6.
It went for 6. All right, so I'm just making sure it's not a loaded die, so it's not the same number every single time. Okay. So here, this one's going to count. This number is going to count. Okay. And I'm going to tell you ahead of time what's going to happen, so you don't think I'm trying to make this stuff up as we go along. You're going to roll the die. You can say the same number you said already or a different number. Doesn't matter to me. But once you say the number, let's say it's like number whatever 2. I'm going to ask you if you want me to count from this side or from this side. So if we counted 1, 2, this would be the pile we're going to keep. But if you say count from the other side, we're going to go 1, 2, and we will keep this pile. Everything else we're going to get rid of. Fair?
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead for it, David. Roll the die.
All right, hold on.
This is the one that counts. This is the lucky number right here. We're going to use whatever number you say.
Hold on, it's still rolling. I'm gonna go for 7. Whoa. Not what I'm gonna go for, right? It's the dice. 7.
Yeah, it's only one. No,
Okay, well, a die only goes
only
up
6 sides to a die.
Die only goes up to 6, David. So you got to pick one.
Yeah.
Only goes up to 6.
Yeah, I don't know. I imagined 2 dices, but okay, 1 dice.
Yeah. No, just 1 die. 6 sides. So.
You know what? Let's just say it was 1.
1. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want 1 from this side or from this side? This is my right hand side. This is my left hand.
Yeah, your left side.
This side over here.
Yeah.
So this
one,
right
this
is the one we're gonna keep. You're saying you don't want. You sure you don't want this one?
Nah, that one looks sus.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get rid of these then. I'm gonna take these cards here. We're gonna get every single pile. I'm gonna get rid of these piles so you can see them. I'm just kind of getting rid of them over here, right? So that was easy. 1, right? That was kind of sitting right over there the whole time. We don't need these over here. Okay, so we've got to use this. Let's. I'm gonna make 6 more. Let's see. Hopefully, I got enough here. Let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These aren't your card.
Nope.
No.
No. Okay, don't forget the card. Don't forget the card. All right. I guess Jonathan, we got one guy left here. Jonathan, there's only one move left. You're gonna roll that one die, and whatever number, same exact thing. We're gonna keep that card. The rest of we're gonna get rid of.
All right.
So go ahead, roll the die, John. Anyone, go for it. Worm.
3.
Yahtzee.
3.
What number?
3. 3. 3. Can you hear me?
3. Okay, yeah. 3 from my left or from my right?
You're right.
From this side over here.
Yep.
My right hand. Okay, so 3. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Is that fair?
Perfect.
Good.
Now again, if we would have went this way, it would have been 1, 2, 3. It would have been completely different, right? But you landed on that one, so I guess we're going to get rid of these as well. Okay, we don't need those anymore. Now that was pretty damn fair, right? I mean, T-Bud selected the card, right? David did the first elimination of the piles, and then Worm did the last one. And we're down to one card. It was a black card, right?
No.
Red.
Yeah.
It was a red one.
But it was a picture card though, right? Like one of those court cards.
No.
What was the card you picked?
4 of hearts.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty damn lucky that's exactly the card.
Yeah, I was like,
you guys not adapting, man. You guys are good, man. You guys are good. You had me for a second. You had me there. You almost had me.
Damn.
What was that about? Magic, bro. I don't understand, man.
I don't understand either.
That's how it goes down, man, in the magic world.
The bad thing is I know how that trick works, and he still had me at the end. I was still like, wait,
well, I have a glass of water here. Can you turn this into beer?
No, wine is what we turn it into.
Oh,
where I come from.
Let's do wine.
I need to be there to touch it and slip something in there.
Oh, there we go.
That was crazy.
No, that's horrible. I don't do that. Whew, man, that was good. That blew my mind for a second. Awesome. Yeah, man. So, I'm almost on a roll. I kind of want to do another one, but
hey, man,
listen,
do another one if you want to.
Bar.
I don't know how much time we got left over here.
I mean, it's up to you. It can go as long as you want it to go.
Yeah, I'll do another one. I have one more that I had planned to do anyways. So let's try it. You want to try it? We'll do it again. Sure. And since there's 3 of you, I planned this one great because there's 3 things that I need from you guys. So it's gonna be perfect. One from each of you. Okay. So before we even start anything, I wanna show you that I've taken the liberty of taking a deck of cards, and you can see they're all there. Of course, it's just a deck of cards there. There's 52 cards. There are no jokers in this deck, and I will shuffle the cards. So it really does shuffle the cards. But this deck is kind of strange because I've written the numbers from 1 to 52 across the backs of them. You see that?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I literally took a Sharpie. There they are. All the numbers. I got 1 through 52. I just literally wrote the numbers 1 through 52 right across the backs of these. So here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. In a moment, you guys are going to be thinking of numbers or playing cards. Okay. And I'm going to be writing them on this pad of paper. So I got a pad of paper as well. Okay. And we're going to play a little game with numbers and playing cards. Okay. And let me just try to get this so you can see down here. Okay, perfect. So we can actually see what's going on. So in a moment, one of you guys is going to choose a playing card. The other 2 are going to choose numbers. One's going to choose an odd number and one's going to choose an even number from 1 to 52, just so you don't pick the same number. Okay. So pick amongst yourselves who wants to pick the card and who wants to pick the numbers.
I'll pick the numbers.
Okay, so David will pick the number.
Who's going to pick the card?
I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll pick the number.
Yeah.
Who's picking the card?
I'll pick the card.
You're going to pick the card. Okay, so all right, so you're going to be last. So so Worm and David, you guys are going to be picking the numbers.
Okay.
Right. And here's what's going to happen. Just to, again, so there's no freaking out. How about Worm? You're going to pick an even number. David, you'll pick an odd number. Okay. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to literally send you these thoughts that I'm having. I'm going to try to send you the correct answer. Like, for example, let's start off here. I'm just going to show you what I mean. Let's just start off. Okay. So, okay, Worm, you're at the top of my screen. So I'm going to go with you first. So I said you would be thinking of what? An even number?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna draw a playing card. So I'm gonna think of a playing card. So let's say I'm just gonna write 4D, like 4 of diamonds. All right, you can see that there, right? And I'm gonna try to make you say a number, a certain number, and I'm just gonna give you a little hint. Worm. I'm going to give you a little hint. The number is like, let's say between 1 and 26. I want you to give me any number you want between 1 and 26. Go.
24.
24. So I'm going to write that down. Is that fair?
That's fair.
4, right? 24. There it is right there. It's a little sloppy, but there it is. David, I'm going to give you a card as well. Since I gave him a red card, I'll give you a black card. I'm going to go with the 9. Let's say 9 of clubs. Okay. And you're going to give me a high number. You're going to be odd and give me, let's say above 26. Let's say between 26 and 52. Give me any number you want between 26 and let's say 52.
49.
Which one? 29?
No, 49.
49. Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. So 49. I'm going to write 49 right there. Boom. Fair?
Yep.
49. Yeah. And so T Bud, we're going to do it a little backwards here. We're going to go a little backwards. Now, I have a lucky number, and Worm knows me and knows that I have a lucky number. The lucky number is 13. I have a lucky number, and I love my number 13. So I'm going to go with 13. I'm going to put my lucky number. And all I want you to do is name any card you want, T Bud, any playing card you want. And of course, not the ones that I already drew. 9 of clubs and 4 diamonds. Those are off the table.
Queen of Spades.
The Queen of Spades. I love it. Love that. Queen of Spades. Let me just see so you can cap that up. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Is that fair? Okay. So here's what's going to happen. Here's what I want to do. I want to grab these cards out of here, and we're going to go, let's say, with the numbers first. So the numbers were 24 and 49. And if you can kind of see, I hope you could see. Let me see, 24 and 49. I'm going to try to find these here. If you see them before I do, let me know. 24 and 49. That's what we're looking. Here's 24 right there. Right. And I'm looking for 49. That's 41. Here's 49. Right. So we got 24. Hopefully you can see that. We have 49. And then, and then T-Bud said Queen of Spades. So for the Queen of Spades. Oh, look at that. Bam, right in the front she is. But again, there's the Queen of Clubs right here, her sister. But again, you could have picked any one of these cards, right? You could have picked any card. You could have picked any numbers, you guys. But what are the odds, my friends? What are the odds that the 4 of diamonds in this case winds up being number 24? How cool would that be? That's number 24, and that's the 4 of diamonds. And that's just crazy shit, right? This is crazy shit. This is coincidence or magic. I don't know. But look, 9 of clubs, 49. Look, this is number 49 right here. And believe it or not, my friends, that is the 9 of clubs. Of course, one last one, my lucky number 13. You said Queen of Spades. You could have said anything. And believe it or not, that Queen of Spades is number 13, my friends. That's real magic. These are things that you guys came up with. Right?
The Queen of Spades is sexy, isn't she?
She is a sexy beast. Yes, she is. No. That's my stage name. But thanks for noticing. Crazy, real magic, my friends.
That got me sweating.
Whew. Yeah, me too. I'm sweating balls over here.
You have
turn up that AC.
Everybody. So what is next for Magick Balay? What is next upcoming for you? I know with COVID, it's made everything a little crazy for magicians, but what do you have planned?
Well, what I would really want to do is open up my own place. I've always wanted my own magic shop / store, something like that, So, after doing, the shows and the TV show and all that stuff, those are like things that I've always wanted to accomplish that I did. And now I just want to have my own place that I can, my own little studio and / lounge hangout, like for the magicians, and just, for that. And I'll still be doing shows, of course, on the side, all those high-end shows that pay good. I'll do those, but that's what I want to do. And, not because of COVID, it's all this Zoom show stuff. That's great and all, but I really love to be in front of the person. I just love that interaction, that one-on-one. There's nothing beats that. This is great too, but, I really rather people be able to touch the camera.
Of course.
Yeah, just more interactive,
There's definitely nothing like magic in front of your face. It has
the best kind of magic.
Special feeling. And you can ask your question, David, your famous ending question.
What's next?
No, we asked them that.
That was it. Ta-da!
Well, I guess I will ask David's famous question. What would you tell anybody trying to get into magic or anybody
that question, yeah,
who is trying that doesn't know what to do?
That's a good question. I would always recommend, you're starting small. Don't try to run, and I know you've heard this a million times. You have to crawl before you run. Don't try to learn the hardest tricks out there. Just take your tricks little by little. People try to learn 10 tricks in one shot. Don't you sit there, you learn a trick, you master that trick. Master it first before you start showing it to your friends and stuff. So people make the mistake, these hobbyists and all that. They think they just bought a brand new trick and they're going to be able to go out and perform it that same day. And no, this is it's like a comedian. It's like you can't just tell a joke. You have to you have to finesse it, and you have to and you have to figure out what makes this a trick or a joke. So you learn your trick first, you master it, because it's better to master 3 tricks and know those mastered than know a million tricks half-assed. You know what I'm saying? And take your time. Take your time. There's no rush. And just that's it. And the more you can do it to regular people, don't try to have like somebody that you're like a family member that you're always doing it over and over to, and you're gonna tell them the secrets. No, because then they, it's just a weird way. You want to do it to real people, real time. But just master your stuff. That's what I tell people. That's the best way to learn it. You get it, you master it, then you can perform it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And that's it. And just magic shops, man. Visit your local magic shop. Books and DVDs are still awesome right now. You can learn. Even YouTube. I mean, unfortunately, you can look up YouTube channels and learn magic for free. When back in the days, it really was like a, you would have to ask permission, and somebody would show you a trick, and and pass on that secret. But now, because of the internet, it's so much easier to get the answers to it. So don't just think because you know the answer, you know the trick. There's a lot more levels to it. Learn it and master it. Yeah, man.
Oh man.
And have fun because there's nothing better than just having fun.
Absolutely.
I'm literally do what I love. And it's the best thing. It's like not even working. When you do what you love, I think Confucius said, you love, you'll never work a day in your life. But yeah, man.
100%. That's the goal. That's the goal for all of us, man.
Be happy.
Well, Magick, thank you so much. This was awesome.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
I'm happy to be able to show all these nerds magic, the people watching and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Fantastic.
To everybody watching.
Yeah, man. It was great meeting you guys. T-Bud.
Magic.
Worm, we'll talk soon and we'll hang out.
Yeah, man.
You guys be good, man.
All right, everybody.
Magic over and out.